friends, welcome to my channel Amazing World of Archee. Today I'm going to share a sneak peek of the book Slime by David Walliams and illustrated by Tony Ross, to be released on 2nd April. In this video I'll share the introduction and chapter 1 of the book with you. Hope you get your copy of the book very soon and enjoy reading it as I do. Stay tuned to my channel and don't forget to subscribe. So here it goes. Slime by David Walliams and illustrated by Tony Ross. This story is set on the Isle of MULCH. The little island is home to some big characters. Meet Ned. Ned is a bright and funny boy of 11. Because his legs haven't worked since he was a baby, Ned uses a wheelchair to whiz around MULCH. Jemima is Ned's older sister. Jemima likes nothing more than playing the most horrid tricks on her little brother. Ned's parents. Dad spends all day on his fishing boat out at sea. Mum spends all day at the island's market selling the fish he catches. Sir Walter Rath is the headmaster of Ned's old school, MULCH School for Revolting Children. It is the boys' old school because Sir Walter expelled Ned in one of his notorious volcanic rages. Mr. Lust is the deputy head of MULCH School for Revolting Children. Day and night he lusts after the top job, that of headmaster. Edmund and Edmund Envy run the only toy shop on the island, named Envy's Emporium. The terrible twins loathe children for the simple crime of being young, and send the poor mites fleeing from the shop in floods of tears. Madame Silencio Sloth is the world's laziest piano teacher. The lady is paid good money to give piano lessons to children. However, all she does is snooze on the sofa as she blows off thunderously. Captain Pride is the island's park keeper. The public park is the ex-army officer's pride and joy, so much so that absolutely no one is ever allowed to set foot inside it, especially not nasty little children who'll trample his precious grass. Glenn and Glenda Glutton own the only ice cream van on the island, Glutton's Glaciers. That is because they have rammed all their rival ice cream vans off the road. The married couple are thieves who snatch children's pocket money and then speed off without giving them their ice creams. Instead, the evil pair scoff all the ice cream themselves. Aunt Greta Greed is Ned and Jemima's mega-rich auntie. She owns the Isle of MULCH. The grand old lady lives alone in a castle high on a hill that overlooks the entire island. All she has to keep her company are more than 100 cats, all called Tiddles. Gigantic Tiddles is Aunt Greta's heftiest cat. It is the size and weight of a bear and infinitely more fearsome. And last but not least, Slime. Oh yes, Slime is very much alive. It is a creature with powers to change shape or transslime into anything and everything. But is Slime a force for good or evil? You must read on. Raj, the news agent, does not live on MULCH. That's a shame. I was so looking forward to being in the story. Map of the Isle of MULCH. Prologue: A brief history of slime. Slime is one of the greatest mysteries of the world. If not the greatest, it beats the creation of Stonehenge, laughs in the face of the power of the pyramids, and takes a giant slimy plop on the Loch Ness Monster. Slime. What is it? Where is it? Who is it? How is it? And why is it? Children demand to know where slime came from, and grown-ups are desperate to know if it is ever going back. For the first time in history, the legend of slime can finally be told. All will be revealed in this book, which might be the most important book ever written. Some experts believe that slime dates back billions of years. The theory is that when the earth was created, it was nothing more than a sea of slime. Out of that slime came more slime, and out of that slime came more slime. Then, of course, out of that slime came even more slime. It remained buried under the earth for billions of years, until now. Others suppose that at the dawn of time, a giant meteor of slime crash-landed into the earth. On impact, billions of gallons of slime exploded into the air, covering every living thing in thick slime. This explains why the dinosaurs died out. They got slimed. There is another theory that many years ago, slime-based aliens from a slime-based planet, the planet Slime, flew in a slime-based spaceship to the Earth. Once on Earth, they taught ancient civilizations all about slime, how to construct buildings out of slime, the best recipes to cook with slime, and most importantly, how to make socks out of slime. Then the slime-based aliens got in the slime-based spaceship and whizzed back to the slime-based planet, the planet Slime, and they never came again. But they left the secret of slime with the human race so children could torment grown-ups with it forever. The truth is rather different. Slime was actually created more than 50 years ago on a remote island, the Isle of MULCH to be precise. It is situated in the middle of the great northeast-southwestern sea between the islands of Twaddle and Stench. How do I know all this? Because I just made it up. Chapter 1. MULCH. The little Isle of MULCH was home to less than 1,000 people. 999 to be precise. I told you it was less than 1,000. None of these 999 people was a boy named Ned. Ned wasn't short for anything. He was just called Ned. Ned was 11 years old. He'd been born on MULCH and, like most islanders, had never left. To say Ned was an ordinary boy would be wrong. He wasn't ordinary. He was extraordinary. Ned had been born with legs that didn't work. He couldn't walk at all. So was found a battered old rusty wheelchair, and he learned to use it. The boy could often be seen whizzing around the island, doing stunts and wheelies to delight his friends. "I got the zoomies!" he'd cry as he whizzed past. Home for Ned was a tiny, weather-beaten old cottage. The cottage perched on the edge of a cliff, overlooking the raging sea that surrounded the island. From dawn until dusk, Ned's mother and father were out of the house at work. Dad was a fisherman, so was away at sea all day on his fishing boat. Mum sold the fish Dad caught at the island's market. The only fish you could catch around the Isle of MULCH were called shoefish. They were fish shaped like shoes. They tasted like shoes too. The overriding flavor was foot sweat, but the locals became used to the taste. Disgusting though it was, they had no choice. Needless to say, both Ned's parents absolutely stank of fish, but Ned didn't see or even smell much of them, as the pair were always working. Instead, the boy was left home alone with his older sister. Jemima resented Ned deeply. She might have been the older one, but it was her younger brother who got all the attention. The girl wore pretty little flowery dresses with huge steel-capped boots, and she wasn't afraid to use them. Ned's aunt owned the Isle of Mulch. She was his mother's much older sister, and her name was Greta Greed. High on a hill overlooking the whole island squatted Kitty Litter Castle, a huge medieval fortress that the lady called home. It was a world away from the tiny cottage that Ned shared with his family. Greed lived there alone, which is how she liked it. Her only company was 101 cats. These cats were fearsome beasts. She had them to scare nasty little children away. The lady loathed children, especially her poor nephew, Ned. Aunt Greta never ever did a thing to help him. For her, children ruined the Isle of Mulch with their games, their chatter, and, worst of all, the stench. Aunt Greta should be the last person to complain about a smell, as she stank of cat pee. Because Aunt Greta owned the entire island, she had power over all those who lived there. The lady rewarded those grown-ups on Mulch who detested children almost as much as she did. One such man was Sir Walter Ralph. He was a nasty old wretch whom Greed had made headmaster of the only school on the island, Mulch, a school for revolting children. The only thing that gave Wrath pleasure was expelling children from his school. Like so many others, Ned had suffered that fate. There was one toy shop on the island. Greed had given care of it to twin brothers. Edmund and Edmund Envy had named the shop Envy's Emporium, but it was nothing more than a front for terrorizing children. Ned had had a particularly nasty time when he'd last visited. Another resident of Mulch was Madame Silenzio Sloth. The lady was supposed to be a piano teacher, but she was too lazy to teach children anything. Sloth was a virtuoso of cruelty. Ned had the misfortune of being one of her pupils, and when he dared to complain, all hell broke loose. Captain Pride was an uptight ex-soldier whom Greed has appointed Mulch's park-keeper. The captain ensured no one could ever enjoy the island's only public park, especially not little people like Ned. Ice cream sellers Glenn and Glenda Glutton made sure children never got to enjoy an ice cream ever. The married couple zoomed around the island in the van looking for children to rob. They took their pocket money and then sped off without giving them their ice cream. If the Gluttons had lived anywhere else in the world other than Mulch, they would have been locked up in prison and the key thrown away. However, Greed delighted in this scam and ensured the pair were never brought to justice, even when they stole from her own nephew, Ned. So this little island was home to a large number of horrible grown-ups, but there was a child on the island who was probably as bad. Poor Ned was related to her. It was his sister. That's all for now. Hope you liked it. Bye for now.